Yesterday, we started talking about things that float and things that drone. And from the experiences which you made in your houses, you saw that there are a lot of things that float and a lot of things that drone. You experienced with a lot of things, not only with the things that we have in a book. Some of you experienced with kinds of water, some of you experienced with kinds of fruit, some of you experienced with things from the house. Okay, yani what can I say that yesterday you made noisy in the house. Okay, عجقتوا المي والحمام والغراض الى ما هناك. اوكي يلا ماما سامحينا بس امبارح يعني عجقنا لك شويه. Things that float and things that drone. Some examples about things that float. I said to you that we have paper, and as I see from your experiences, I took benefits from your experiences. I saw that some things that float, like apples, like also paper boat, and you sent for me things also that float, like for example ruler. I saw that some students or one of the students sent for me a video, ruler and pencil floats. Okay, I don't know, maybe according to the size of the ruler, float or drone, I don't know, but in our book, in my guide, they said that ruler and pencil, they drone, not they float. We don't know, but I always believe with experience. I don't believe with books. Okay, I believe with experiences. And things that drone, we can say that it's like paper clip. It's like small kinds of fruits like strawberries. Sometimes if you put strawberries in water, you can't see that it will be at the top of the water. It will drown. Okay, yesterday I said to you that till now, till before, if I ask you, for example, does the paper clip float, you say yes or no. But yes or no alone is not correct. Yes, we want to continue today with using the rule for if anyone asked you, yeah, grade 1C, does the paper, for example, does the paper boat float? You have to say yes and continue, no and continue. Let me remember you with something. When I was asking you in the class, if you remember, I say for you, do you read your lesson? You say for me, yes, I do. Do you remember? Say for me on the camera, do you remember, yes or no? Do you? For example, when I say for you, do you play football in the class? You say, no, I don't. Yes, you remember. Muhammad Abdul Qadir and Yusuf remembered with me. Do you eat in the class? What do you say? No, I don't. Thank you very much. For example, you say, do you eat your sandwich when you finish your class? You say what? Yes, I do. Yes, this is what we learned where? We learned in the class. Now today we want to learn another answer. We want to learn another answer. What is the answer that I want to learn today? Yes, if I ask you now, if I ask you about things which float or drone, okay? If I ask you about things which float or drone, or I want to talk about one thing only. Yes, when I was asking in the school, yeah, grade 1C, I was asking you, all of you plural. Yes, I say all of you. Do you? I wasn't talking to Ragad only, or to Abdul Jalil only, or to, for example, Yusuf only. Okay, I was talking to all the class. I was asking all the class. Okay, I was asking you, do you play? كان الجواب وبصوت واحد, yes, I do. Oh, no, I don't. This was your answer. Do you remember or no? Do you remember or no? This was your answer. Do you play football in the class? You say for me, no, I don't. Oh, for example, if I ask you, do you read your lesson? Do you read English in the class? You say, yes, I do. Okay, I was asking all of you, all the class. And because I am talking about all the class, I say you, all of you. Yes, but today we want to talk about one thing. I want to ask about one thing. Yes, I want to ask about the apple. I want to ask about, for example, the paper boat. I want to ask about the paper clip. I want to ask about, for example, what you have also a pencil, about ruler. Okay, I want to ask about these things. If they are float or if they are drawn. If they float or if they drawn. Okay, for example, if I choose apple only, okay, I will make my question like this. I will start with does, not with do, with does. And why does, ya Ms. Hadil? Because I'm talking about one thing, about singular thing, does. Yes, not you. Okay, when I say you, when I ask you, all of you, I say do you? Yes, but here, because I'm talking about one thing only, I will use does. Okay, does, for example, does an apple float? Question. Does an apple float? Does an apple float? Look, here we have an apple. I have one only. Yes, because I have one only, I use does. Does an apple float? The answer will be, do you remember this? This mark? I think you remember this mark. And do you remember this mark which we were putting on the board in the class? This and this. If we have this mark, what do you say? You say yes. If we have this mark, you say what? You say no. Okay? Yes, you remember, okay? Activate your mind, activate your mind. When I have this mark, you say yes. When I have this mark, you say no. Does an apple float? Does an apple float? What can I say about the apple? The apple float, معناها I use what? I use yes. Therefore, I will erase this, okay? And I say, does an apple float? Yes, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because I'm talking about what? Yes? Yes, it does. It, because I'm talking about an apple, not father, not mother, not, for example, students. Yes? Yes, it does. Does an apple float? Yes, it does. This is the answer. Yes, it does. Does an apple float? Yes, it does. Does a paper boat float? Yes, it does. Okay. Does the paper clip drawn? Yes, it does. Does, for example, does a leaf float? Yes, it does. Does the elastic band drawn? Yes, it does. Does the pencil, does the pencil float? Yes, it does. Does the ruler, for example, drawn? Yes, it does. Okay. When you see things float, you say, yes, it does. When you see that things drawn, you say, yes, it does. Okay, this is from your book. And therefore, I asked you to make experiences in the house in order to see what are things that float and what are things that drawn. And when I ask you, for example, does the paper clip drawn? You say, yes, it does. Don't say only yes. We say, yes, it does. Now, another question with does also. Does a leaf of a tree, does a leaf drawn? Does a leaf drawn? Say no. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay? Does a leaf drawn? No, it doesn't. When the answer is yes, you can say does. Yes with does, no with doesn't. It's exactly like do, which we learned in the class. But instead of do, we say does. When we were saying in the class do, you say yes, I do, no, I don't. This was our answer in the class when I asked you about anything, okay? Yes, I do, no, I don't. This was our answer. When I ask you, do you read English lesson? You say, yes, I do. Okay? When I ask you, for example, do you eat in the class? You say for me, no, I don't. Today, we are talking about the same kind of questions, but there is a difference with does. You say, does an apple float? You say, yes, it does. Does an apple float? Yes, it does. Does a leaf drawn? You have to think, leaf, if I put the leaf. Yesterday I have a student who puts a flower in water. Flower in water. Does a flower drawn? I say, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. With yes, you say, yes, it does. With no, you say, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay, now I want to ask you some questions. Are you ready to ask you questions or no? I want to ask all my students questions about our, okay, Ragad. I will start with Ragad because she said for me that, yalla, open your mic, Kemas.
Yes.
I want to ask you, Ragad, does a paper clip float? Think.
No.
No what?
كملي يا حبيبتي، قولي الإجابة كاملة.
No. Is
it.
No, it what, يا رغد? Complete. Continue.
Doesn't.
It doesn't. Great. No, it doesn't. I want to hear doesn't. As I said to you when we were in school, I want you to let me hear the letter T. Doesn't. حتى ما أسمعها does. Okay? No, it doesn't, or yes, it does. Thank you. Excellent, يا رغد. I will go now to who is with me also? Abdullah, yalla Abdullah. Open your mic.
We open.
Yalla. Does a paper clip drawn?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, it does.
Does. Great. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. When I ask a reference, I want you to answer yourself. Answer by yourself. Okay, answer the question. Say, repeat, always inside yourself. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. By this, you will memorize it. Okay, I will go now to Abdul Jalil. Open your mic. Does an apple drawn? No, it doesn't. No what? No, it doesn't. Great boy. No, it doesn't. Excellent. No, it doesn't. Always. From the beginning of the year, I say for you, yeah, great one. You have to learn, ya mama, how to give full sentence. Full sentence, always. Okay? Yes, no, alone, not correct. You have to give me full sentence. Now I will go to Judy. Open your mic. يلا يا جودي.
Yes.
Does the paper float?
Yes.
Yes. Complete.
Yes, it does.
Great. Yes.
Yes, it does.
Great, thank you very much. Yes, it does. طيب فاطمة, open your mic يا فاطمة.
Yes.
Does the elastic band which I put in my hand, okay, which I put it for you yesterday in a glass of water, does it float?
No.
No. No what?
No. No.
Hmm?
No.
It
It
doesn't. No, it doesn't. Repeat. Repeat يا فاطمة. No, it doesn't. Okay. Now look at me because I want to continue my lesson. Here I made a question. I made first question. Does an apple float? If the answer is yes, you say yes, it does. If the answer is no, you say no, it doesn't. Now I want to make other kind of sentences, which is negative sentences. Negative. I want to choose two words or one word, which is apple. Yes, apple. And we can take also paperclip. Apple or paperclip. Now I want to say apple, float or drawn. I will ask Malak. Malak, open your
is
mic and tell me. Apple, float or drawn?
float.
What?
Float.
Okay, thank you very much. Close your mic. I will write here now, apple, apple, floats. Apple floats. Okay, and because it's one, like what I said for you when we make a question, because it's one only, one apple only, I put S for the verb float. Because it's one apple. Okay, when I have one apple, I put S. When I have one apple, I put S. When I have, for example, one boat, I put S. When I have one, for example, paper clip, I put S. When I have one ruler, I put S. One pencil, I put S. Apple floats. Now, the second one, paper clip. The question will be for Ahmed Mamdouh. Ahmed Mamdouh. Paper clip floats. Does the paper clip float?
No.
No. It what?
Doesn't.
It doesn't. Great. No, it doesn't. When I ask you, thank you very much. When I ask you question, you answer with yes or no. When I ask you, you answer with yes or no. But here I make a sentence. With apple, I say floats. Paper clip, I say drones. I put S for the verb. Why, Miss Hadid, you put S for the verb? Because I have one apple only, because I have one paper clip only, because I have one pencil only, one ruler only, I put S for the verb. طيب يا Miss paper clip not to float, Miss. What I say, paper clip not to float? I say, no, don't say paper clip not to float. We can't say not only. You say doesn't. The same word which we use when we make a question. The same word which you make in a question. You say paper clip doesn't float. Paper clip doesn't float. This is what you say. Either you say paper clip doesn't float, or you say paper clip rolls. You put S for the verb. I will repeat. Yes, I will repeat from the beginning. If I want to make a question, if I want to ask you, whether the thing float or drawn, I ask with does. Does for one. I always use does for one. Yes, I ask you, for example, does a paper boat float? You say, yes, it does. Does a paper clip float? No, it doesn't. When I ask you with does, you answer with yes, yes, it does, or no, it doesn't. This is about the question. The first idea which we talked about. Okay, when I ask you, does, for example, does the apple float? You say, you think like this, apple float? Yes. But Miss Hadi said to us that she wants full sentence. معناها, yes, it does. But for example, if I ask you, does a paper clip float? You think like this, paper clip float? لا, paper clip not float. Okay, you say paper clip float? No, it doesn't. This is when I have a question. This is when I have a question. This is when I have a question. But here, in our lesson, in our second idea, okay, our second idea is like this. If I want to tell you, for example, give me a sentence about apple, float or draws. You say, Miss Apple floats. I want to hear the letter S. Apple floats. Paper clip, drones. For example, ruler, drones. What else? Elastic band, drones. Leaf of the tree, floats. I have to put S, okay? But if I make negative, if I want to say that this thing not float or this thing not drawn, you have to say paper clip doesn't float. Doesn't, because I'm talking about one paper clip. Here I'm talking about one apple, you put S for the clip. Yes, here I'm talking about one paper clip, negative, not float, you have to use doesn't. You have to use doesn't. Always in negative we use doesn't, always in positive sentence, in statements we use S. And in sentences which are not negative. Okay, which are not negative. يعني اللي ما فيها no, ما فيها not. Sentences which don't have not, I put S. Sentences which have negative, which have not, I say doesn't. For one thing only. Yani for example, I will give you sentences like this. For example, apple floats. Apple floats. Paper clip drones. Leaf floats. The leaf of the tree floats. What else? Paper clip, drones. Now, apple doesn't drawn. Apple doesn't drawn. Paper clip doesn't float. For example, I ask, maybe I will ask one of you and say for him, give me a sentence about, give me any sentence about apple, for example. You say for me, apple floats. Or you can say, apple doesn't drawn. Yes, you have to think. You have to think with this. Another thing, for example, give me a sentence about ruler. You can say for me, ruler, yeah, Miss drones. Don't forget to put S. Ruler drones, yeah, Miss. Okay, another one may say for me, ruler doesn't float. Ruler doesn't float. Another thing about paper boat. Paper boat. I will give you two sentences about paper boat. The first one, paper boat floats. The second one, paper boat doesn't drawn. You see? One positive sentence, one negative sentence. You have to work on them. You have to finish. We have remaining 3 minutes. I want you to write sentences on your notebook. Write any sentence you want, and I want you to read it for me. If you don't want to write, you can give me the sentence orally about anything you want. Ruler, pencil, what else? Paper boat, apple, any sentence. You can choose any sentence, positive sentence or negative sentence. You are free. I will choose. Our lesson today is not easy. Okay, you have to study it in the house. Okay, you have to study it in the house. It's not easy. Muhammad, yalla Muhammad Abdul Qadir, open your mic and give me the sentence, any sentence you want. Yalla.
Paper clip. It is. It. Drone.
Paper. Repeat.
Drone.
Repeat the sentence. Paper clip.
Paper clip. It. Drones.
Excellent. Without it. بس شيل it. Okay. بتصير paper clip drones. Great. Thank you very much. Excellent point. Yes. Do you have another one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me.
Apple. Float. Floats.
Great. Apple floats. Excellent. Another one. Thank you very much. Muhammad Atari gave me 2 sentences. You. Another.
Chuck.
Naam ya mama.
Apple mic.
Yes. If you don't have any sentence, you can close the mic. Yes.
طيب أقول جملة تانية.
يلا. Okay.
Pencil.
Yes.
Drones.
Pencil drones. Excellent. 3 sentences. You repeat.
Paper.
Yes.
Paper boat. Paper boat. Float.
Floats. Excellent. Paper boat floats. Apple floats. Paper clip. Excellent. Another one. Who will give me also sentences like Muhammad Abdul Qadir? Great. Raise your hand if I see you.
Leaf. Teacher.
Yalla.
Leaf.
Give me any sentence, negative or statement.
Teacher. Leaf.
I open the mic for you.
Okay. Apple.
Yes. Floats. Apple floats. Excellent. I want to hear S, yeah, grade 1. I want to hear S. Apple floats. Great.
Teacher.
Yes. Apple floats. Hamza, do you have any sentence you want to give it to me, Mama? Hamza or Minan? You don't raise your hand. I want to ask you, do you have any sentence? Yalla ya Hamza. Give me any sentence, Mama.
I want to read.
What is the thing that float?
Apple.
Apple floats. Thank you. S, Mama. S. Yeah, apple floats. Great. Judy, raise your hand. Yalla ya Miss. Open your mic and give me the sentence, but quickly because we don't have time. Yes.
Leaf.
Floats. Thank you. Leaf floats. Why are you running away from negative? I want negative sentences. Who will give you negative with doesn't? I want sentence doesn't. Sentence with doesn't. Who will give me sentence with doesn't? Abdul Jalil, do you know? Open your mic quickly and tell me sentence with doesn't. Yes? Paper doesn't what? Drawn. Excellent. Paper doesn't drawn. Thank you very much. Before I say goodbye for you, look, before I say goodbye for you, next time on Monday, I want to ask you about these things. Please. This is very important for me and for you. I will ask each student with me about this lesson. Okay, يعني I can say for you that this lesson is like a quiz for all the students to tell me questions, positive sentences and negative sentences. So please, please focus, concentrate on this lesson for Monday. I will ask all the students about this lesson only. Thus, question, give me yes or no answer, then give me positive sentence or give me negative sentence. Thank you very much. Love you all. See you on Monday. Goodbye for all of you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.